welcome back to the Secret Drinks Club bar. So this time we're making a real classic. It's the Manhattan. This is a real beauty. And what you're gonna need for this is some whiskey. You're gonna need plenty of nice ice. You're gonna need a mixing vessel. Now it doesn't have to be as swanky as this one. It could just be your Boston glass. If you've got the coffee box, you'll have a Boston glass, so you can use this. We're gonna need some delightful sweet vermouth. And finally, some bitters. We're using orange bitters, but we can twist it and do whatever you want with some other bitters. Okay, so our Manhattan, we're gonna have to move a few things around, but we're gonna start in a mixing glass, okay? And it's important that this is a mixing glass because we're going into a coupe or a martini glass, and we don't want any icy bits in this at all, okay? So rules apply, same rules as last time. Everything goes in, then the ice goes in, goes bit by bit, but because we're using another vessel, we can potentially put a bit more ice in there. So I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna go 60 ml of whiskey. So I'm gonna hit the 50 ml side of my pourer, and I'm gonna go 50. And then I'm just gonna put in a little dash in the bottom, and that's gonna be my 60 ml. After that then, I'm gonna go with some wonderful sweet vermouth. So I've got 30 measured out here. So I'm just gonna go into my jigger. There we go. That's about 30. I want 1 dash of bitters within this drink. So remember, with this, be firm with your bitters. 1 dash, a straight in out, nothing too swanky. So there, straight down, bonk, and we're done. And that's my bitters element in my drink. So that's everything in our mixing glass ready to go. We're gonna start off with some ice in there, not full, even though you can put a bit more because you're in a separate glass. So, I'm gonna go a little more. Okay, so let's start that stir. And it's exactly what we've just been doing. If you do love a mixed drink, having a separate glass, you can always, so even in your old fashions or anything like that, you don't have to build them in glasses. You can mix them in mixing glasses, then you can put fresh ice into a drinking or a serving glass, and then you can just pop that in. So I'm gonna put a little bit more ice into this now because we've diluted it slightly. So a little bit more ice can go in. There we go. So again, what we want to look for on the drink is that there's some nice dilution in it. We don't just want to kind of have a really kind of quick stir. We want to get it really, really nice and cold. We want to kind of see the cold on the edge of the glass. So if I just wipe up there, you see that there is that kind of cold on the outside of the glass. That's what we're looking for. And you just want to look for a really nice colour on the drink as well. So that's looking really lovely. We know we've got a really nice cold drink on a cold glass there. We really want to make sure, and I should have, and I didn't, and it's terrible of me for doing it, but if you popped just a little bit of ice in your serving glass, leave it there so you're chilling your glass as well, then you've got a nice cold drink going into a nice cold glass. So these are our 2 bits. Now the next bit, what we need to do is we need to make sure that not too much ice from here gets into here. So you will have a Hawthorne strainer if you've got the coffee box. It will definitely fit in this type of glass. It may not if you're in a mixing glass or anything like that. So the first barrier of ice is our Hawthorne strainer, and that goes in somewhere like that. Okay, so we've got a nice hold of the glass to pour. Now my next barrier of ice is a fine strainer. So we've all got one of these at home for making tea, and I've got a massive one that I use for cooking as well. That's all we need, because we're just gonna try and get any other ice shards that have been, that get through our Hawthorne. Okay, so from there, we're just gonna hit a nice pour into our glass. It should come out wonderfully clear, nice and slow. And when we're looking at drinks like this, and I'm glad that I've poured it perfectly, because it'd be awkward if I hadn't. What we're looking for is a nice line just above the drink so that you can fit your mouth in it without like drink coming up at you. And that is our wonderful classic Manhattan.